Good morning. It's officially 5:07 in the morning. Good morning. It's officially 5:07 a.m. in the morning. And I woke up this early because I'm committed to recording and editing videos. It's a Tuesday, so I have to go later to the office, so it's the only time I have to do it. And if I don't do it right now, I don't really have the time to do it later. Honestly, I don't like waking up early. So if I'm committed to waking up early to follow my dreams, I'm pretty sure you can do it too. So let's do this. Today's the first day before the rest of your life. And today is a day for us to follow our dreams. So you got this. Let's do it. I've been beating myself up so much in regards to my flatmate just passed by me and she's like, "What the frick are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm recording." She's going to the gym at 5:30 a.m. because she's also a work hard, die hard, especially ever since we started our accountability calls. So one of her big goals is to go to the gym. So I'm telling you, those accountability calls, they work. They really work. So a few important observations from the past weeks. I did decide I was going to start doing YouTube videos because this is my dream. I developed a plan that made me feel quite vulnerable. The video that I'm editing right now is about bullying, which is one of the things I'm the most ashamed in my life. So I've been bullied at school, and it's something that I feel like it does put me in a very vulnerable position. I'm quite scared of what the reactions are going to be. I think no matter what they are, even if they are good, I will know that I exposed a part of me that not everybody knows, but my gut feeling is really telling me to do it. I'm gonna decide to trust my gut feeling no matter what the reactions are going to be. I think there's a part of me that really hopes that it will help people to maybe identify some things they went through during their early days in life, or if they were bullied at any moment in their lives, so they can, break out of it. But it's been like almost 4 weeks. I both recorded and edited that video. Like, the editing only needs like the last 10%, and I have been postponing it because I'm afraid and like, oh my god, what are people gonna think if I post that? Or I really want for people to watch it as well, because if I'm putting mine on the line, I want for people to watch it. But I think this is one of the biggest parts of either following your dream, starting a business, starting content creation. You have to be comfortable with people not loving you. One more thing that this journey has been teaching me. I am starting to do videos right now. I wish I could be a really good cinematographer, but I'm not the best I can be right now. And I need to keep telling myself, Victoria, almost perfect is perfect. Remember I said I spent 4 weeks editing the video that's already recorded and there's only 10% left to be edited? I could literally finish in like 5 minutes. And I'm like beating myself up because I feel like it needs to be perfect. Remember that almost perfect is already perfect. Sometimes you're gonna have to make quick decisions. And it's better for you to just publish something that it's 90% done than to delay your whole publishing plan just because you want something that people will probably not even notice to be a little bit better. There are quick windows of opportunity that if you don't step into, you will miss out. So, my content might be relevant today, but who knows if it will be as relevant in a month from now, or, if I delay my whole publishing plan because I'm trying to reach perfection. Is the window of opportunity really still there, or did I miss my momentum? So making quick decisions is really important. So keep going and keep striving whilst you're trying to push on your dreams. Also, I need for you to stop disqualifying yourself. There's this principle that's called the curse of knowledge, which is when you know something, you just assume everybody else knows it, or just because you and your group of friends knows it, you assume it's basic and common knowledge. Remember, you always have something to teach other people. And just because you know something, it does not mean that other people do. So you gotta step out of your comfort zone and you gotta go share what you know. Either I already mentioned many times or I will be mentioning many times. But by the beginning of this year, I decided to invite my girlfriends to have a set of accountability calls. I said, okay, girls, this is the year I want to change my life. There are a few things I really want to accomplish. I want to be mindful of what do I want to accomplish this year. So I want for us to step in accountability calls every 2 weeks. I want for us to write down all of the goals that we have for this year. And I want for us to keep each other accountable. and what a change this has been made in my life. Not only did I start going to the gym, I started getting fit, I started going to events, I started meeting people, because this was a goal, like I have to meet people in London, but also I started to follow my dream of, doing YouTube. It has had a great impact in my life and in the friends that I'm doing this with. I think I just mentioned my flatmate. She just passed through me at 5:30 a.m. going to the gym, because this was literally on her plan, and she didn't really used to do this a lot before. So I just want to remind you how much accountability is key for when you are trying to change your life. Not only they have been pushing me to go towards my dreams, but also it's been really rewarding for us to share those accomplishments together. And like, if I see my friend going at 5:30 a.m. to the gym and I want to go too, I'm like, okay, fine, I'm going with you. And we are both sharing this achievement together. It is so good. I think this is another message that I need to live it down here, which is you have to surround yourself with people that are good for you. They are your people. They're gonna be your rooting system to just nourish you and just keep you going. We're going to be like, hey, have you recorded that video yet? Hey, have you published that video yet? So seriously, these accountability calls with the girls have been life-changing. It's been 5 months we're doing it. Let me tell you, I've done 4 acting classes so far this year, just because I wanted to come in front of the camera and look more confident. So that was important for me. Communication skills are key. It did allow for me to, step in front of the camera right from the beginning and feel a little bit more comfortable. Also jumped into doing a cinematography class so I could be better with using the camera. It's getting better with time, but as I said, imperfect is still perfect, almost perfect is still perfect. Honestly, this whole process has been changing my life, and I seriously believe it can change yours too. Because honestly, I have the same amount of time in a day that you have. I have a 9 to 5. I am freaking busy. And I just believe that the only thing that changed this year is that I said, it's the time for me to change my life. I'm 28. You might be younger, you might be older. I think it really doesn't matter what your past is. The thing is, I have my whole life ahead of me. And today is day number 1. What is the best that I can do with my life? Today and for the rest of my life, right? And I'll just start from there. I think we sometimes really get stuck in thinking, what should I have done, 5 years ago or 3 months ago? Should I have changed my job? Should I have not changed my job? Should I have started investing? Oh my god, I should have started investing 10 years ago, but I didn't, because I didn't understand about investments, or I was too afraid, or, I just don't understand enough about investments. That's fine. Whatever's in the past you cannot change, and for us to just keep thinking about it is such a waste of time after all. I truly believe in analyzing your past so you can make your future better, but there's only so much you can change about it. You can retell your story, and I speak about that on the video that I am editing about bullying, but there's only so much you can do to change it. You can tell yourself that your story is pretty, and you can take away the power of telling your story from the hands of other people, because sometimes people like to look at you and say you were this, this, and that, and you can totally say, no, I would tell you what I am. But, today is the moment of the present, and if you could just completely reset yourself and say, okay, those are the skills I have today, it's completely fine, this is everything I have accumulated, the past doesn't matter anymore, what could I do today to make my life awesome? And this is what I'm inviting you to do. I hope you have a lovely day. I have a 9 to 5 to attend, so I have to get going. But I speak to you soon. And I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing week. Bye.